All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. And as part of the Rankin Technical College AWD 1000 Web Development Technologies course, I've been going through creating a series of video presentations based on the Mozilla Developer Network Learn Web Development series. So far, I've gone through the complete beginner's start here, the getting started with the web, the HTML structuring the web, CSS styling the web, and most of JavaScript dynamic client scripting. I've done the first 4 lessons, and now I'm going to go through the last one, client-side web APIs, and that'll jump us into web forms. So with what we've got to cover in this section, as it says here, when writing client-side JavaScript for websites or applications, you will encounter application programming interfaces, APIs. It says they're programming features for manipulating different aspects of the browser and operating system the site is running on, or manipulating data from other sites or services. In this module, we will explore what APIs are, how to use some of the most common APIs you'll come across in your work. All right, we've already worked our way through the first steps, building blocks in JavaScript modules, so that's good. We've got our basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, so that's good. So this is what's in here. Again, there's about 8 or so sections. After we finish this overview, we'll go through Introduction to Web APIs. As it says, as they oftentimes do in here, we'll start from looking at what I like to call the 35,000 foot level. So we'll look at APIs from a high or general level, talk about what they are, how they work, how they're used in your code, how they're structured, etc. We'll also look at what the different main classes of APIs are and their uses. From there, we'll go on to manipulating documents. As mentioned there, when writing web pages and apps, one of the most common things you'll want to do is manipulate web documents in some way, typically through the DOM or document object model. And notice they define the DOM as a set of APIs for controlling HTML and styling information that make heavy use of the document object, the D in the DOM. In this article, we'll look at how to use the DOM in detail along with some other APIs that you can use to alter your environment. Fetching. Fetching data from the server. Another common task in modern websites is to retrieve data items from the server to update sections on a web page without having to load an entirely new page. All right, it says this seemingly small detail has had a huge impact on the performance and behavior of sites. So we'll take a look at that. From there, we go into third-party APIs. What does that mean? That means that they're not ones that you create, they're not ones that are inherent in JavaScript. They are ones that you use and you call out because they're external. So up till this point, the APIs covered have all been built into the browser. But as mentioned, they're not all APIs are. Such things as Google Maps, Twitter, Facebook, etc. provide APIs for developers to make use of their data. This article looks at the difference between browser APIs and what are typically referred to as external or third-party APIs, and shows some typical uses of third-party APIs. From there, we go into drawing graphics. As it says, the browser contains some very powerful graphic programming tools, from the SVG or Scalable Vector Graphics language to APIs for drawing on HTML canvas elements. This article provides an introduction to the Canvas API and further resources if you want to learn more. From there, we go to video and audio APIs. As mentioned here, HTML5 comes with elements for embedding rich media in documents. We've looked at this before, the video and the audio tags, which in turn come with their own APIs for controlling playback and other operations. This article allows you to do some common tasks such as creating custom playback controls. And then we end with client-side storage. As it says there, modern web browsers feature a number of different technologies that allow you to store data related to websites and retrieve it when necessary, allowing you to persist data long-term, save sites offline, and other things. The basics are explained here. So this is what we've got left in the JavaScript section. When I come back in just a minute, we're going to leave this client side, which is what we just covered, and we're going to go into Introduction to Web APIs. I'll be back with that shortly.